Okay, everybody, that's right. It is 10:51, and we are going to try this live for the fifth time. I'm trying to get the audio level set to where it's not as jarring, but maybe I just need to talk a little quieter. Okay, so we have struggled a bit today with trying to succeed with this live. So hopefully this is going to work. I've got a screen up here that will hopefully show me when I am muted so that I can unmute. So I have been playing with the HTVRont Auto Heat Press this morning. I had 10 t-shirts to do. I've done 7. I'm getting ready to do the 8th one. So I thought we would try this live one more time and see if we can't get some audio to go with it. The first live that I did this morning, one of the things that I tested was to see how long it would take for the heat press to heat up. And it only took 10 to 15 minutes, which is really good because my bigger heat press takes much longer. So that is a plus. It's a plus that I can come in, turn this one on, and do t-shirts and not have to wait 30 minutes for the heat press to heat up. So let's go ahead and get started and see what we can do. Okay, so here's the heat press. First thing we're going to do, and I've already done it, but I'll go ahead and do it again. I have already taken my lint roller and lint rolled it because this isn't nearly, you need to do it because I have in the past when I've been in a space where there was some cat hair. I have had issues with hair getting caught underneath the vinyl, so you don't want that. So always lint roll. Sublimation, it's really critical because any little piece of lint will turn blue. So I'm just making sure, I'm pressing just to make sure I get the moisture out of the t-shirt. And then I am taking the t-shirt and I am folding it and I am matching up the collar. And then I'm coming down here, matching up the sleeves, giving it a good shake. This will get me a nice center line that I can press with. I am making sure that the collar is off, and I am making sure that the sleeve seams are also off because this is an auto heat press. It applies the amount of pressure that it thinks it needs, and I don't want those bulky seams, and really you never want those bulky seams interfering with your press, but particularly on this one I think it's probably going to be kind of crucial. So we are simply getting our center line. Now normally what I would do is take this over to a table and do put my vinyl on, but I don't want to have to move cameras, etc., so we'll just do it here. One of the things I'm not thrilled about with this heat press is the gap that I have between the press and the bottom. So here I am simply removing my wax paper that I use. If you use something that works better than this, let me know. But wax paper is what I have always used because I never, rarely do I cut and press on the same day. So sometimes the wax paper will tear, but for the most part, just like that, it works really well. Always make sure that set your right side up and feel where that bottom of that seam is at. And then we'll go ahead and measure from the top of the t-shirt, because I like to keep them about the same distance. And I can get to the top of the t-shirt right there. Yep, anywhere between 4.5, 4 3/4. It's about right. So now I'm just going to take it and pick it up. Now what I have discovered with this heat press is that it is better to get too much in this way and pull back than to try and rearrange the other way. So I think that's about right. They could have let the drawer come out just a little further. See, I poked that with my ruler and I can feel that collar. If you can poke it with your ruler and not feel your collar, you're good to go. Sometimes I can get the collar to push off that way, but not wanting to. Just be careful because, like I said, there we go, very little space there to deal with that, which is unfortunate. I mean, even just giving you another inch. But something else I've noticed about this heat press is that it seems to hold the temperature really well, and maybe part of that is because the platen or platen is so close to the bottom that it reflects. I don't know. All I know is that I keep having to watch my fingers. See, no issues with the peel off. I always use the Teflon. I know you don't have to with the carrier sheet, but I always do because I always want to make sure. I'm the kind of person that would forget then on the second press to put the Teflon on. So I always try and make sure that I've got the Teflon there. But so far, really loving the heat press. Not overly thrilled with my video software after this is like the 5th time of trying. Oh, thank God that was on the edge. I don't know where that came from. I will, whew. A little tiny piece of vinyl stray, probably from weeding, but I managed to get it all. Yay. But yeah, that worked nicely. You can kind of see the seams. Not the seams, but you can kind of see the texture of the t-shirt, which is always good, but maybe not as much as when I do a really heavy pressure. That I don't know, but I don't feel any edges sticking up, so we'll go with that. Now I'm going to get my guide, go ahead and put my pocket logo on here. So yep, that seems to be just about perfect there. I'm going to grab a pocket logo right here, and just like with my others, I'm going to fold this so that I can get a center line, get it lined up. I'm telling you guys, these tiny ones are kind of hard to do, but that seems to be good. And what I typically like to do is I have a straight line here, so I like to kind of line it up with that and then slide down. It seems to work. Seems to work. Move that. Move that. And then we'll take, not yet. This is the fun part. Getting the collar to sit off and not. See, these could be stickier, but when it starts getting near that heat, it starts wanting to curl up. So let me hold that, take my ruler, push that off. Perfect. It's on there nice. Throw that in there, push a button. So far, everything looks like it's working well, including my video. Let's hope. It doesn't seem to have muted me unexpectedly this time. I did go in and change some settings that should not have been affecting it, but maybe it was. This is where I usually have difficulties if I'm going to have difficulties, is when I pull off that small, because there's a really tiny, the D is really tiny, and there have been times when it hasn't wanted to stick, but I haven't had any issues with this today. So here is hoping that this is a successful video and a successful machine, because it really does heat up fast, so much faster than the big one. And even if it just gets used for vinyl, HTV, heat transfer vinyl, even if it just gets used for that, I think it'll be worth its money. I got it from a Kickstarter. When I bought, it was like, I don't know, $168 or something. I don't know how much they're retailing for now. But yeah, pocket logo, back of the shirt. The true test will be when I take them down to wash them. So, here's to hoping that this video actually worked, because I'm not going to do it again. If we don't have sound, it's okay. You guys will be able to figure it out. But thank you for watching. We're going to try and get on a more regular, once a week kind of schedule. We'll see how that works out. At least we have internet now that allows us to do it, and that's a huge thing. So, thank you guys for watching. Take care, and until next time.